So sustainability continues to be a key focus for EMG and Gravity. Can you share some recent initiatives and developments for us?
I'd say ESG and sustainability, and when we talk about sustainability, that's both environmental and social. It's really a core pillar of our newly merged company. I think from our innovation perspective, our new builds of our new Nova 50 series showcase how we've put sustainability at the heart of the design. So using whether it's a hyper converged design equipment to reduce overall real estate, power consumption and associated air conditioning. We've also looked at internal battery system on those, so we can actually look for a hybrid model of production, which is something that is very prevalent now, in the industry.
Okay, how do you measure your progress, and how important are data and metrics in making this possible?
Well, there's a saying, so you can't manage what you don't measure. So, EMG Gravity Media, we've just produced our first global emissions footprint. So the baseline was for scope 1, 2 and 3 across all of our global business units. It was a hard task to start off with, but we've made a commitment to measure this every year. So that means really we can track our progress, and it's really helping define our decarbonisation strategy.
It's very easy for companies to do things in silos. How important is it for the industry to be standardised across the reporting tools?
And it's true, and this is something we sort of discussed at the sustainability summit we had back in before the SVG event in IBC. That was sort of bringing together. What we try to do is bring together all the different areas of the industry. So whether that's rights holders, broadcasters, equipment manufacturers, and facilities like us. It's just a shame we couldn't invite a lot more, but I'm sure that's on the key for next year. I think with that is bringing it together, because everyone wants to try to do good and work together. So having forums like that is super important, and we've seen across the UK and in mainland Europe, there are different ways of measuring your overall carbon emissions and different platforms. And I think there's a groundswell to try and standardise that as we go forward.
We can't do things in isolation. We also can't do things by ourselves as a facility provider, for example. How important is sustainability to your customers, and how do you go about balancing sustainability concerns with budget concerns?
Yeah, I think when you see, if you read any RFP that comes out now, it's become much more of a requirement than a need, than a nice to have. So we work really closely with our global clients on how we can improve our sustainability of that. So whether that's utilising a remote production for our clients, and then to also, for a case in point for our Formula E contract, we were able to reduce the initial weight of our flyway containers to bring them down, because the client was asking us to reduce our air freight capacity year on year. So that's something we're doing. So it's super important to work with the clients on these, on different projects, because we know how important it is, not just to us internally, but to the wider industry.